Hi, it's me again, Wenxin. So I'm one of the alumni from the YSEALI Professional Fellowship Program, and I just came back from the April and May cycle. So we call it the Spring Cycle 2023. So in this video, I just want to share what should you pack for a YSEALI trip, and it does vary depending on the city you're being posted and you're being placed to. And I'll also share my experience in terms of my own YSEALI experience. So I'll share this in the next video. So first, packing. You will be receiving a list in terms of what should you pack. Now, for ladies, I'm not sure if man has the same thing. Like I actually overpack. I shouldn't have brought too much, and I'll explain a bit later. But let me tell you what I actually pack, and then you can decide for yourself in terms of what you feel like packing. Now, I just want to let you know that every fellow has to bring their own traditional dress. So it's a national dress or a traditional dress. It's up to you. I actually brought two, but I only managed to use once. So this is my traditional dress. We call them the baju kebaya. So of course this is the skirt and that's the top. So I brought this, and I've used in only two occasions. So personally, I don't recommend you to bring more than one traditional dress, especially if they're very bulky. So that's one. The second thing, I brought two uh, blazers, like the you call it the suit. So I actually brought two. So one is the black one, and one is the white. I didn't bring the white along, but I just want to mention I brought two, but I ended up using this one and not the other one. And that white blazer took a lot of space. Don't forget, you also need to check where are you being placed. So for my workplace, they're very chill. So I got posted to Hawaii, and what they wear on a usual basis is a pair of slacks and a Hawaii shirt. So like those short sleeve with the Hawaiian print, and that's how they call business casual. So business casual in different cities varies. So it's best if you know where you're being placed, understand what should you wear. For example, should you wear formal? Should you wear more maybe t-shirt? You have cases like that. So what kind of shoes you have to bring? So do find out. Now, you don't have to worry too much. Don't bring too much, because my experience is like, for example, this clothing that I'm wearing now. I actually got them from a thrift store. So we have a few thrift stores there that it's nearby where I stay. We have Ross. We have, I think besides Ross, I don't remember the rest. But I've been to a few thrift stores, and they cost maybe less than $10 or maybe less than $20. For me, especially for women, we will tend to shop, so don't bring too much, right? Personally, I brought three pair of pants and two skirts. I think I brought a bit too much for the pants, and the skirts are fine, but I realized like for the casual clothing, it's very easy for me to get there. In terms of winter clothing, if you're being placed in somewhere really cold, like maybe Michigan or somewhere near to Canada, then yes, you have to bring cold clothing. And best if you bring one first. If you want to buy some more, you can buy it there. If you have a favorite brand of your choice, maybe you might find buying in US is cheaper. So I have friends that love Patagonia, so they actually bought their backpacks there, right? So for myself, because I know that I'm going to Hawaii, so I brought a lot of t-shirts as well as pants, but I got a bit I brought too much of those formal wear, right? And I realized I don't actually need to wear them. And in terms of shoes, I wore my sports shoes. I brought those kind of like belay shoes for formal wear. I didn't bring any heels because I had injuries before. And I brought a pair of sandals. And I realized that I can actually buy sandals there, right? And for the sunscreen, I didn't bring any, so I bought it there. All the the toothpaste, I actually got it there. But it's up to you. You can bring a small one, and then you can buy them later there, because when I stay with my host family, they have a lot of amenities, they have a lot of things prepared for you, for us to use at home, so you don't have to worry too much in terms of that. And one thing that you need to think about is what should you prepare as a gift for your placement host. So I actually checked, who are my placement, and then I kind of like calculated how many I should bring. So I don't have the things that I prepared because I've given it all. So I brought a small coaster in a plastic bag. So that coaster, it's made by people with special needs. So it has a certain meaning to it. So when they turn behind, so it's an NGO that I collaborate with. So I brought about 40 to 50, which I give, it's a single packing, and I add my name, my LinkedIn handle, and I think my contact number as well. Yeah. So I brought that. So it symbolizes Malaysia. At the same time, it tells people what do I do, what kind of NGO that I'm involved in. Now, the second thing I brought is this. This is a photo printer. It's a Xiaomi photo printer. So you can actually add more those, if you can see, yeah, I can add more when you're done. So I realized this is very helpful in events. So what I do is after I take photo, I use my phone to pair with my Xiaomi photo printer, and it prints out instantly. So this is something that I felt like very useful because I learned this from the previous alumni, and I find that this is very thoughtful. So I did that. Besides that, I also brought my harmonica. I mean, if you have music instruments, of course, if it's heavy, it's hard to bring. But because harmonica, to me, it's not. I mean, it is heavy, but it's not that bulky. So I brought it so we can have some fun during those talent nights. And this is not something I bring. This is something I bought in the States, just a hat. But I just want to let you know that don't bring too many things because you can actually buy a lot of things, right, in the States. Okay, so generally, let me just do a quick recap. Bring your traditional wear. I suggest just bring one set. Bring your formal blazer. Just bring one, unless your workplace requires you to wear formal every day. Then you bring one or two. Or if ladies, I mean, if you really want to stretch it, three is a bit too much. You might be able to get nice clothing there as well. So I think two is just nice. Now, in terms of where you place, then you try to find out whether they are business casual, they are Hawaiian casual, they are formal. So then you know what you need to pack. If you don't get the news closer to the date, then you try to mix between semi-formal, and then once you put it up, it's formal, right? So you can mix a bit of that, and make sure you bring some casual wear. But whatever you bring, like that was what I was facing. I brought a lot, and I realized if I could just remove 1/3 of it, it would be just nice. So maybe you can put that in mind, like whatever I bring, let's say 10 t-shirts, I'm just assuming, right? So you should remove around 3 t-shirts or 3 tops. We also brought something for our hosts, which is curry paste. So we can cook for our hosts, so they can experience how Malaysian cooking is like. So you can think about that. What should you bring that is easier to go through, and you can cook for them. Try not to bring things that says chicken, like things that they thought there would be meat inside. It's best if you just bring those dried paste, so you can use them as a giving bag, hosting bag. Your either your placement host or someone that hosted you in their family. So that would be a very, very nice gesture. And I realized they like cards a lot, so you can bring postcards of your country or even cards. Then at the end of the day, you can write, thank you so much. You can just write them an appreciation card. And I think that's about it. The rest, nothing much. But just remember this rule: if you remove 1/3 of it, because that is the space that you will be preparing back when you come back from the US, you will definitely buy a lot of things back. For my case, because I don't have enough space, so I shared with one other fellow. She's actually from Singapore, but because it's so close, so we shared one extra luggage, so we paid for one extra luggage for us to bring back all the snacks, all the gifts, and the souvenirs. And then one day when I get to go to Singapore, I brought them back. So really think about what you want to buy back. I spend a lot on souvenirs, so do prepare space. Now, luggage, please. Lastly, luggage. Bring a bigger luggage that can fit 23 kg. Don't bring a small one, because the space, you'll realize that it's worth it if you bring a bigger one. At first I wanted to bring, I don't have the dimensions, but I want to bring a small one because it fits just nicely for my things. But I realized I actually bought a lot of things back, like supplements and souvenirs. So bring a bigger luggage than you think you should. And that's the advice from my mom. I really appreciate that she gave me that advice. Okay, and then I also brought another hand carry that I bring along. However, because I realized the flights have changing of rules, so when we flew back from the US, we had trouble because they don't allow the carry-on bags anymore, and backpack is considered carry-on bag with your personal item. So it's either one carry-on and one small bag, or one backpack and one small bag. So that was what we faced in the airport when we came back. So just keep in mind, do check the recent requirements before you go, because things might change. And I hope this helps. If you have any questions regarding packing, feel free to reach out to me on LinkedIn and I'll be able to help you. Hope this helps.